From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
Hope everybody's having a great start of the weekend. It's a Ratasase weekend. We're celebrating the holidays, ladies and gentlemen. The Ratasase holiday. Some celebrate Christmas, some celebrate Kwanzaa, but we start off with Ratasase, the foundational Black American holiday, where we give honor and praise and respect to our foundational Black American ancestors who used this season to arise and gain their freedom. You can go to aratasase.com for more information about that, but we're giving an early Aratasase shout out. Aratasase is December 24th. But that's neither here nor there right now, because we're going to chop up some great game on this broadcast. Shout out to all the regulars in the room. Shout out to Brother Wartox. Shout out to the family. What's up, Brother Marcel? A lot of folks are coming in already. Some of the suspected alt-lice, they're coming in. Did you guys check out the debates that I had with some of the alt-lice people who are calling in? We had a whole bunch of them calling in the other day, and these alt-lice people were getting handled. Well, they really hate getting sunned by Black people, particularly foundational Black Americans. They really hate when their talking points are easily debunked. They get a little flustered and they get a little upset. The one way you can tell when these suspected white supremacists are losing, when they go out of their way to try to pretend that they won an argument. That's one way. When they go out of their way to try to pretend that they won an argument, that's their way of conceding that they lost, because you don't have to go out of your way to convince somebody you won anything. If you did what you had to do, you ain't got to go around convincing people. The white supremacists, whenever they want to cover up a loss, they just act like they won over and over again, which is the clear sign of a loss. So we got a lot of the white supremacists who might try to come in here, and I welcome you on here. We can handle you any day. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about. Did you guys see the interview with Taraji P. Henson? They're going around promoting the new Color Purple movie. And to be honest, I'm not going to see it. I'm so against any gender divide, things like that. That's meant, the sole purpose of that is to divide Black men and women. I'm not with it. I ain't entertained by that. Anything that's going to even subtly put Black men and women against each other, I'm not with it. The first Color Purple, that filth that was released, 30-something years ago, almost 40 years ago, that created a major divide between Black men and Black women. That dichotomy, it was a very damaging thing to the community. Let me be very honest. And like many of us, we've seen clips and bits and pieces, and we know some of the dialogue in The Color Purple. I've never seen The Color Purple all the way through. I've never sat through The Color Purple to see that movie from top to bottom. I've never seen it all the way through. I always catch little bits and pieces and snippets and all of that. I just never seen it all the way through. Just psychologically, on a subconscious level, I've always rejected those images, because even, I was a kid when it came out, and I just knew it was something that was a negative thing that I just didn't like. I just didn't like that portrayal of us like that. Yeah. So I've never seen that movie all the way through. And that movie showed black men as monsters. And when we look at the people behind that movie, it's a very interesting thing. Spielberg's and Alice Walker, and you know, that whole thing. So they're doing a reboot of that. And again, these Democrat shill films, that's what I call them. I call them Democrat shill films. You have to understand the agendas that's put in these films. They use these films as propaganda. And the minute I start seeing some propaganda in a film, I'm like, yep, you're taking me out the film. I remember I saw the last Jurassic Park, and then they had a sister in there, and the sister was a stud. I don't know what she was supposed to be. She was supposed to be bisexual, and it had nothing to do with anything. They just crowbarred some um, LGBT story in there that didn't make no sense whatsoever. They literally crowbarred that in the story. I forgot which Jurassic World it was. I think it was the last one where they were just fighting all over the world, and you know the plot was all over the place. But you up here about to get killed by a dinosaur, and like, yeah, I'm a stud. I'm like, okay, that's not a practical thing to bring up when a dinosaur is about to eat your ass. I'm like, why are you even bringing that up? Are you going to beat the dinosaur with your strap on? What are you going to do? Why are you bringing that up? What does that have to do with anything in the storyline? I mean, damn. But yeah, they crowbar this stuff in here, man, and I just don't like agendas. And I don't knock nobody's lifestyle. I don't knock anybody's lifestyle, but I just don't like agendas. That's what I don't like. I don't like no damn agenda. If you're telling a story, tell the story. If there's some other stuff that you're trying to slip in there, some zaddy worship, some gender divide, some funny style sexual practices, whatever. You know, it takes me out of the story. But going back to the color purple, so Taraji P. Henson is going around talking about the color purple. And also, what she's doing on her press run, she's been crying on her press run. She's been crying at almost every interview, saying how low her pay is and how difficult it is to really earn money as a working actress and as a working black actress in Hollywood. So she's like, damn, it's bad. You know, every time I do a film and I've done this great body of work, and every time I have to renegotiate for a film, I have to start from the bottom again. She has to start negotiating as if she's a new talent in town. They don't care about her last 10 movies or the successes of them. I think when she was talking about she did the movie Benjamin Button, the movie had a $150,000 budget, I think. Brad Pitt got 10 million. She got like 150,000. And that was gross. That was the gross. That wasn't even the net. She was she has to pay the taxes, then her agents and the agent companies. So, she probably went home with about $80,000 off that movie that made a gazillion dollars. Um so she's going around like putting it on blast. She's going around saying, "Hey, look, black women in Hollywood, we ain't really making paper like that," which is true. You got brother Terrence Howard. He's out here. I think he's suing some of the networks, right, or suing some of the studios because they jerked him around with money when he did. I think he said he did when Hustle and Flow. He got 12 grand or something like that. Yeah, a lot of folks in Hollywood, black people, they don't make the money a lot of people think they make in Hollywood. And I've told people this for years. Hollywood, they run this thing like a plantation. They run it like a plantation, and they look at it like, hey, man, there's another Negro who will come in and do your job for 10 times less. So why do I have to pay you? They look at it like, hey, Negro, you up here demanding money, man, we'll go get Cynthia Erivo or somebody from the UK who can do an FBA accent, and we'll have him do it for $2,000? Why you up here asking us for $500,000 and whoop de whoop? You foundational black. See, that's why they're getting all these foreign actors to do these roles, because a lot of the FBA talent, they're like, hey, we need some paper. Look, I got a body of work. We need some Skrilla. We need to get paid. They were like, man, please. Man, I'm about to go get Idris Elba. I'm about to go get, there's somebody with a janky wig getting off a boat right now who's taking an acting class. I get them to do it. Yeah. And that's why a lot of the movies have gone to hell, because they don't have that spirit that we possess. They don't have that same spirit. That's why you can't really feel the energy of some of these actors in these movies. Who is this Kanye person? This is clearly a white supremacist making all of these hand gestures. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on, Kanye 24. You're clearly a white supremacist making all of these hand gestures for attention, sir. Do you need to say something, sir? Hop on, because you're just doing stuff. So the mayonnaise must have run out. Go ahead, sir.
Listen, Tariq, motherfucker. You are jealous of us Africans.
Okay.
You are a FBA bum, motherfucker.
Sir, how is your voice
That's why
musty?
we sold your ass to the Americans.
Okay, first of all, that's a horrible accent, and you're clearly a Middle Easterner trying to pretend to be a West African. Okay, so you got to work on your accent. Okay, Tarbash, you're clearly from the Middle East somewhere. Okay,
Shut your monkey ass up, nigga.
sir, you white supremacist wannabes, you got to work on your black sense. We stay on your mind all the time, don't we? Boy, you guys sit around with black balls on your mind all the time. Y'all be sitting there practicing your little accents. Dude, if you don't get in that Uber and take them customers to the airport.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh.
Okay. Okay. There we go. You wannabe white supremacists are not that creative. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going back to talking about Taraji P. Henson. Now Taraji's saying, man, we're not making no money, and it's very hard for the black woman in Hollywood, which is very true. And why is she saying this now? Because what she's saying is true. A lot of black folks who work in television and film, they try to underpay black people. Major. That's why you got to produce on your own. You got to produce your stuff. You got to look in Hollywood. You have to use the connections and gather intel so that you can produce your own stuff. That's where you get your paper. You got to be behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the camera, but you got to really run things behind the scenes. You got to really control the production aspect. And that's what I would do. I just use Hollywood. I would go to the networks and all of that and just kind of peep what they were doing behind the scenes. Peep, what's that guy doing? Who's this camera guy? Who's that editor? Just kind of seeing what the process is like. What kind of camera is that? Okay, I'm going to get all the game and see what you guys are doing, and I'm going to go do that for myself. So you got to think of it in those terms. And again, I know people want to be the next Denzel, you want to be the next Angela Bassett and all that stuff, but we better understand the game in Hollywood, man. And why is Taraji crying now? Yeah, I think one of the reasons Taraji is crying now, you got to look at in Hollywood what they got to do, what these women actresses, what do they got to do? I was just talking to a colleague of mine about this the other day. A lot of them, they have to attach themselves to a baller. You understand? Gabrielle Union, she had to get her a baller. She had to get her an athlete, you know, to maintain her lifestyle. Megan Good, she had to go get some well-to-do cats. She was with Jonathan Majors now. I don't know if that was an arranged relationship. I don't know, but they got to go get with some ballers. They use their star power and their notoriety to go get a baller. Nia Long got a coach. That went to hell. A lot of them, what they do, they'll use their notoriety to go get them a dude who got it popping, who's a producer, like a coach or somebody who's working behind the scenes, or somebody who's a producer in a film or an executive. You dig? So they go find some dude to help them sustain their lifestyle, because you can't really sustain it in Hollywood. And if you got like a Taraji P. Henson who's getting older, okay, Taraji P. Henson is getting a little bit older now, and with Taraji, even it's already hard getting these roles and getting the money you need to get. So now when you get older, you're an older black woman in Hollywood. So a lot of those, little young girl roles or young lady roles they're gonna start drying up. Then what you gonna do? Yeah, you ain't latched on to no baller. You're doing the independent woman thing, all right. And it's not like you are like a Monique or a Fantasia, who they're actresses, but Fantasia can go hit the road and go on tour and get her paper. Monique and like a comedian, they can go hit the road and make money, so they'll be good. But if you out here and you ain't got no dude that you're latched on to, things might dry up a little bit. This is the real of it. We're just talking real here. We're talking real here. We got to understand how Hollywood works. It's run by people in the dominant white society. And look, this shit is run like a plantation. They run this joint like a plantation, and they give black people limited opportunities, and they're going to portray certain roles of you. They're not going to let you rise up into certain ranks. And if they do, it's going to be the one Negro at a time. And then they always got to get some on you. If you're a black male, they got to put you through some kind of ritualistic buck breaking ceremony where they got to put a dress on you. They got to put a skirt on you. Hollywood is run like a plantation, man. It's a real interesting place. And when you go into some of these executive board meetings, they can smell the hunger on you. And when they can smell that hunger on you, they got you. They're going to make you do all types of stuff. And that's what they count on. They count on people, risking their lives to come to Hollywood, and you're sleeping on couches and sleeping on sofas and scraping money together. So when you go to these meetings, they want you to be good and hungry, and they know that you'll take any deal you'll take. And that's the mistake that a lot of folks make. You don't go in these deals hungry. You don't go in there starving. You dig? The main thing on your mind is to be a celebrity. No, you better get that out your mind. You better go in there and just see what kind of paper you can get. Look, I would tell people all the time, I would go to these meetings, and, I have these best-selling books, and they would want me to do all these shows. And, I go to these meetings at these big networks, and the money was real janky. Truth be told. And some of you, I've had videos of pilots that I've done and all of that stuff that's floating around online. But truth be told, the money was janky with these networks, and it just really wasn't worth the time. When I put my books out, I'm still coming out the street shit. So I'll make more money on the damn streets than on a network with the little money they're giving. So I always thought it was a waste of time. I'm like, I don't care about notoriety like that, because television, that's cool, but mostly you're playing to a white audience on television for the most part. When you want to get those Nielsen ratings and all that, it's for a white audience. So that never really was a big deal for me. But the money, I'm like, no, I can make this I make this in the damn streets. This isn't impressive. This isn't impressive at all. And the thing is, I remember Charlie Murphy, when they were doing the Chappelle show. Charlie Murphy and those guys were getting like $500 an episode. That's what Charlie Murphy said in his book. They were getting $500 an episode. They weren't getting no money. The cable networks don't give you shit. They give you pennies. When y'all see the love and hip hop shows, they don't make no money on that. They get twos and fews. They get pennies. You don't really, the reality shows, you don't make no money. Now, the Atlanta Housewives, shows like that, they can negotiate for a little bit more when they get big ratings, like Candy and those guys. I think they can negotiate for a little bigger chunk of change on these shows, but it's not much. These ratchet shows that you see, where people are fighting, these folks probably get a couple of grand at the most per episode. And I'm saying literally at the most. They're not getting no money like that. You get your money behind the scenes. And speaking of getting with ballers, did y'all see people were upset with Simone Biles' husband? Did y'all see that? Simone Biles' husband, he was, and I forgot the brother's name. Who does he play for? He plays for some football team. I forgot what team he plays for. And they were upset with him. He was on one of these sports talk shows, and he was talking about how he met Simone Biles. They were talking about Simone, and he was like, "Well, yeah, I really didn't know who she was when I met her. And, she hit me up. She got in my DMs, and she kind of pursued me. She drove out to see me, and he was keeping it 100. She was choosing on the brother." And the guys were kind of joking around, like, "Well, you were the prize." He was like, "Yeah, I guess I was the prize." Boy, Crunchy Wig Twitter got mad at that, boy. When that brother said he's the prize, the big Pakistanis got real upset with that. Boy, they got upset with that. All the big Pakistanis, they said, "Oh, this is horrible. Why would he say that?" The big Pakistanis did not like that. And they were very mad at that. Because when you have somebody like Simone Biles, who's a very talented young lady, very proud of that sister, when she is very awarded and she has so many accolades and she has her high status in her profession, she's one of the best in the world. The big Pakistanis think that that's some kind of currency to use on a brother who has himself together. See, they like to get a status and kind of use that to kind of one up niggas, and that don't work on no real ones. You see, the thing is, what they wanted was Simone Biles to get her a zaddy, so the zaddy can fetishize her, and then the divestors can live through Simone Biles and her zaddy. But she didn't get a zaddy. Simone Biles chose up on a player, on a guy whose money is fairly right. I mean, I think he still in the league? Is he still an NFL player? So I'm assuming his paper is fairly right. Not a bad looking brother, decent looking cat. Brother with choices. The brother got options. And boy, they don't like that. They don't like when a black man acknowledges that he has options and I am kind of the prize. He just kind of kept it real. See what they if the woman, if a sister goes with a black man, if a sister who has a little status gets with a black man, they want the black man to kind of almost bow down to a certain degree. They want him to be Russell Wilson. They like a Russell Wilson because Russell does all the over the top, and I'm not saying that it's not genuine, but the over the top cupcake and romance thing. I'm taking care of your son that ain't mine. Oh, the big Pakistanis love that. They love that. I'm going to step in and I'm not going to be out here with a whole bunch of hoes, and I'm going to take care of your son from another relationship, and I'm going to take care of you financially. That's the hood rat Cinderella story right there, which is rare. That's why they got the Sierra prayer. The big Pakistanis are sitting around praying, "Lord, bring me one of them." No. That's very rare. That's very, very rare. The truth is, Simone is in the relationship she's supposed to be in. She's with the dude, and she wanted to get with a fly brother who kind of had a little something going on, so she had to choose. She had to submit. She had to do something very submissive. They don't like that. Her getting in the dude's DMs and driving to see him, and they hate that. That's too submissive. And see, women with a status like that, you're supposed to project this image of I don't really need no nigga. No. Ain't nobody playing that game no more. Ain't nobody playing that game. You shouldn't play that game. If you got it popping, if you see something you like, go holler. And respect the macking on the brother. The brother got options and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna rock with you. I like your energy, I like your vibe. Let's do something. They hate when a brother has that kind of option, like, hey, I'm gonna choose to rock with you. I got other options, but I choose to rock with you. You've convinced me. They hate that kind of energy. They hate a brother with that kind of option. They want a dude that's, kind of downtrodden, that has to kind of follow them. They like to get some kind of dude who, works at the mall or whatever, and the dude has to bow down. And, they like, what they like are those, what's her name? Why am I having a brain fart? Aquila and the Bee. What's that girl's name? Why am I having a brain fart for that girl? What's Aquila and the Bee's name, who was up there busting her ass open for Usher like that? Why can't I think of this woman's name? Keke Palmer. They want that kind of relationship. A dude who, Keke has it more popping than him. So when something happens in the relationship, they can all dogpile on the dude. Nigga, shut up. Keke makes more money than you, nigga. Shut your light skinned ass up. They talk crazy to the dude. If him and Keke, they're having relationship issues, he's supposed to shut up and bow down. The man is supposed to be submissive. She's supposed to use her status to subjugate the dude. So a lot of the big Pakistanis, they like living vicariously through that. They want to be in a position where they can stun on a nigga and tell a nigga to shut up and mind your business and get in your place, because they can't do that in real life. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all, the big Pakistanis can't do that in real life. You start talking crazy to a nigga, he's gonna be like, girl, I'm up out of here. Ma'am, you ain't got it popping like that for you to talk crazy to me. You understand? The real dudes ain't who really got it popping. You ain't trying to hear nobody talk to you sideways, especially if they don't really have it popping like that. Even if they do have it popping, a real dude ain't about to sit up and have nobody talking real greasy to them. You know? We keep it above. Even if the woman has something going on, a dude who has anything remotely going on, you're not going to let nobody talk to you greasy. You're not. Especially the sexy red types or whatever, somebody with hood rat values. You're not going to let, you damn sure ain't going to let them talk crazy. Somebody who look like they pillowcases stink, you're not going to let them talk greasy to you. So Simone Biles, dude, he was like, hey, I'm the prize. He said the quiet part loud, which he is. And a lot of dudes, when you got your status right, you got your athletic look right, you got your options in order, you're the prize. That's what it is. And because of your status as a woman, Simone Biles, I mean, she's a highly decorated athlete. She's the top of her field. She's the best at what she does. But when it comes to dating a man, unfortunately, that's not what makes you the prize. Your status doesn't make you the prize as a woman. A man's status makes him the prize, because men, we are the providers, and that's something that is generally what a man is supposed to be about. He's supposed to be the provider, and a man who has the wherewithal to provide, that upgrades his status, especially when he gets older. Oh, a caster giving the thumbs down. I'm gonna have you on here too. Let me say, oh, we have our LGBT brother who disagrees. Let me hear this. A caster, hop on. Let me hear.
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. A
Go ahead.
lot of these black women, y'all put yourselves on reserve for black men instead of just going for the best option because y'all want to reproduce a fucking skin tone. Simone Biles is gonna wind up being a single mother because she's done laid down with this Pookie and Ray Ray when she could have got with the man that comes from like a strong economic and a strong lineage of men that stay with their women. So she had
Like
the
who? Like
option
who?
to
Like who?
fucking
Wait, slow
keep
down. Like who? Like who?
like
Now
like
who?
Like fucking Zac Efron came to one of her fucking little gymnast things. Like she could have, tried to get up with that. Like y'all
Now, wait, because Zach did that for like some TV shit. That was some television clout shit. All right. So that wasn't even on no genuine vibe. They had a camera crew. That was for TV clout, dude. So there was no real love interest there for her. That was you dig? So you're
I,
saying she should have got a wait? You're saying she should have got a zaddy?
No, I didn't say nothing about a white man. I said there's a lot of good options out here, and I'm gonna say more often than not, they may not be Black American men. And a lot
Well,
of
you're
you
saying
women will miss your blessing because you're too busy looking for a black man. See, black men happily date outside of their race. They get big booty Latinas, they get white bitches, they get Asian chicks, and then as soon as they fail to be men for those women, they come back home to black women, and like a sucker, y'all take them back and they dog y'all out. Now I want to
now
see y'all
now
learn
Acasta,
yourself.
is this why you got a zaddy? You only date zaddies?
Well, I date what's available to me in my
No,
area, and more often than
but
not, that is white men, Jewish men, because they treat me
okay.
well and I'm taken care of. I ain't got to worry about being beat on. I ain't got to worry about no ghetto hood rat extended family. I ain't got to deal with that shit because I put myself first. Because I was raised in a nice suburban home with white people, and like I'm sorry, but it's just a different culture. So at the end of the day, you black women you need to look out for yourselves and find and accept the love that is given to you.
Now, wouldn't people think that you've, in a sense, have been buck broken? Doesn't that sound like buck breaking, sir?
Well, I'm not on a slave plantation, and I have a free mind, and I'm free to date whoever I want to date, wherever I can get it. So if that's an
Yes,
Arab
indeed.
man, if that's a black guy, if that's a white guy, I've only ever been with white men and Jewish men. But if I find love with the black man, great. But I highly doubt it because a lot of black
Oh,
men don't want to be men.
there you go. Okay, that's very interesting. Coming from a man whose pussy is wide open for white dudes, that's very interesting. I
Yep,
hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. Are you being a man if you're spreading your pussy for a white man?
that's what men do.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, not really, but okay. All right, but thank you so much. I appreciate you, Castor. That's very interesting. You're saying you're preaching about being a man, but your pussy is open for white dudes. Okay, that's the messenger. Yeah, is not fitting the message. I got to get Sir Major in here on this. Let's get Sir Major in here. All right,
What's up, brother Rick? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Couple things. So the brother that's with Miss Bios, Simone Bios. First of all, he does not have any baby mamas. He doesn't have any kids. He's got good credit. He doesn't have any felonies, and he's not a problem. He's not a problematic individual. So we should
Yeah.
be happy and celebrating. I'm glad that you highlighted that. The other things I want to go back to Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if you saw that
Yes.
video, and I just posted it for those who haven't seen it. But she went to a promo run, went on a promo run with Fantasia, Taraji P. Henson, and some other people that I don't know, and shaded and completely disrespected Taraji. So Oprah Winfrey, you'll see her on video dancing, making her way over to Taraji. She turns her back, didn't make any eye contact with her. When Fantasia and others walked over to take this photo out, Oprah Winfrey slides across to the other end of the line because she didn't want to have a photo taken with Taraji P. Henson. This is the
Oh
same
wow.
nasty, vile woman. And I'm starting not to like Oprah because she done the same thing to Monique. The same exact thing when Monique was talking about pay equality or inequality, and she was calling out Tyler Perry and calling out Oprah Winfrey and everything else, and everyone, including black folks in here, gave Monique's ass a kiss, right? And so we're seeing this repeat again. And there's something wrong with Oprah, and no one's talking about that big old scam that she ran. Okay, when Maui, the situation in Maui, in Hawaii, her and Dwayne Rock Johnson got together, fundraised a lot of fucking money, and none of that money made it to where they said it was going to go to. And people were very suspicious and real skeptical of saying that this money's not going to make it to it. So Oprah Winfrey, I mean, she gets a lot of passes, and I get that we love to celebrate her accomplishments, but this woman here, man, we got to start looking at her a little differently.
Yeah, yeah, my man. Thank you so much, brother. I want to see that video though of Oprah, doing all of that. Let's get Dr. Stonks.
Yo, what's up, Tariq? Dr. Davinsky here. I was wondering
there
if
you
you were
go.
in the Christmas spirit and wanted to give a white brother a follow back. You've made 2 videos about me on your YouTube. I think it's the least that we can do.
Yeah. Now you're in Australia, right?
I've lived everywhere. I'm overseas right now. I live in Asia, but I was in North Africa about a month ago, and I'm documenting the black experience because my girlfriend's black. And so I'm part of the family, really. I'm basically more black than the albino rhino, so major that just came up.
Now, where's your girlfriend's family from?
Well, she's not an FBA. That's the thing, and I wanna get down with the FBA brothers. She's a West African.
No. Okay,
But
what
she's
part of West
American.
Africa?
She is American.
But she's from West Africa originally.
Yeah, that's her lineage.
Oh, and how do you feel about that? How do you feel about dating a black woman from West Africa? And are you guys planning on having kids? You're going to have some black kids?
Well, our kids wouldn't be black because I'm white. That would be biracial, and she's a little bit Arabized.
That's called black.
A lot
That's
of
black.
West Africans have Arab in, so she looks slightly Arab, but more on the black side.
So your kid's going to be black. There's no such thing as biracial.
Of course there is.
Black.
Come on now. You can't say that someone like who's that one married to Prince Williams or whatever his name? The Meghan Markle. You can't say Meghan Markle's like you, or you can't say Meghan Markle's like a full black. There's a distinction phenotypically between a biracial and a
full black?
A monoracial person.
I mean, what would make a person full black? So many people are mixed. Black is black. There's light skin black, dark skin black.
So the line is arbitrary, but what I would say, generally speaking, and this is for all races, is that whatever your supermajority is, whatever your, like, if you're 5%, I think it's really cringe when you get these white people that are like 5% Cherokee and they're like, yeah, I'm Cherokee. I'm like, no, motherfucker, look in the mirror. You have blue eyes and blonde hair. You're not Cherokee. So I think that if you're like,
but let's keep it real. But listen.
Then you're that race.
But Meghan Markle is treated like a nigga.
Not really.
Okay?
Come on.
By
now.
the European.
If Meghan Markle wasn't famous and she was walking down the street, no one's going to think that's a black woman. Like the same way that if you saw
then why do they treat her like that? Then why does the British press and the British public treat her like a Negro?
Tariq, you have to understand, biracial people, a typical biracial person looks like.
Okay, I'm going to ask you again, because see, now you start deflecting when somebody asks a real question. The people in the British community over there, they call that woman all types N-words. They disparaged that woman in the press.
Well,
they ran that woman up out of Britain.
Well, no. So she made it a whole race baiting thing. She wanted to be like some martyr, the same way that Jussie Smollett.
How did she want to? Okay, so she made them call her all types of niggas. You always blame the victim. How did she race bait? Go ahead, sir. How did she race bait? And they calling that woman all kinds of names.
Well, she was feigning oppression, the same way that a lot of mixed race people want to do. I will say that the average black person. Hang on, Tariq. Let me ask you.
What do you mean she was feigning oppression? What do you mean she was feigning oppression? Why is it that all black people are lying? Why do y'all think that all black people are lying?
She looks like a tan white girl. Like she was.
But y'all don't treat your community didn't treat her like a tan white girl. They treated her like a black person, like they treat all other black people.
She married the royal family. If they were really discriminating, you think they would have? Dude, they killed off fucking Princess Diana.
Sir,
you think they would?
Where's she living now? She ain't even over there now. She's over here now.
Yeah, she literally broke.
I can hear you, sir.
It's a double mute. She broke up the royal family because she wants to feign oppression. She's like, "Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Let me move to Canada." Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You know that she's one of the.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about black people? Is
No. Because y'all like to practice white supremacy and then deny you're doing it. She wasn't lying about being oppressed. She was oppressed over there. The people treated her horribly because she's black. They didn't treat her like she was beige. They didn't treat her like a tan white girl. They treated her like a Negro.
Dude, she's one of the richest person on earth. She's married into the one of the richest.
So what? And still got treated like a Negro. That's what white supremacy does. It don't matter how much money you have, your status. The white supremacist likes to remind you you're still a Negro.
Let me give you an example, right? So I've often heard Arabs and Indians complain about racism they face in the West, and everyone wants to be a victim. So last night I was driving home. I watched a fight, and I was watching a boxing fight. I drive home. There was a police checkpoint. I was on a motorbike. The person behind me was on a motorbike. We both got off. Um, the cop's like, "Have you been drinking?" And I'm like,
Let me get some more callers. I just don't want to hear white supremacist babble. I'm not going to bore you guys. Okay. I'm not going to sit up and listen to white supremacist babble and white supremacist denial and a bunch of I'm white and I say so babble. See, that's how you handle that. When they get into I'm white and I say so circular babble, you don't have to even engage with them no more. The conversation is over. We've done what we've done and we've exposed what we've exposed. You're a suspected white supremacist. So now all you're going to do is sit here and do suspected white supremacist gibberish. So the conversation is over. See, that's how you take control of the narrative. You don't let these suspected white supremacists waste your time because they're very good at trying to waste time because that's a power thing. If they can sit up and babble with circular reasoning and just deny all of the atrocities that they engage in, that's a power thing to sit here and just talk incessantly and deflect and babble. All right. Let's get Dejula. Okay.
Yes, sir. The Jewel, I appreciate you letting me grace your stage again. I got a question. One of the Tate brothers had tweeted something a few days ago. He said, if white South Africans aren't Africans, then no brown British man is British, no black American is American, no white American is American, and so on and so forth. How do you feel about that, Tariq?
Well, that's true to a certain degree. See, they're Afrikaners, because people like Elon Musk says very tongue in cheek that he's African American because he was born in Africa. And technically, it's true. That's why we say we are foundational Black Americans. So nobody can remix that. Nobody can latch on to that. That's why us designating who we are on our own terms is very important. That's why we reject the African American term, because that term can be applied to white people too. Terms are very important. Let's get Deborah K.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, on that, referring to ourselves as Black Americans, or as instead of referring to ourselves as African Americans, I'm Canadian, by the way.
Yes.
So I understand how, calling myself an African Canadian can kind of confuse like a white South African into calling themselves African Canadian as well. Even though we're not the same, we don't have the same race. So I would prefer calling myself Canadian or Congolese Canadian than, African Canadian. Same way
Right.
how I would understand an African American or a Black person in America would rather call themselves Black or African by descent or African, instead of African American. So I understand. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah.
want to bring up about what that other guy said. I mean, if you don't mind me mentioning
Go ahead.
or bringing up. So I just really don't like how, especially Europeans, right? Europeans or people from first world countries like UK and France and Canada and America, white Americans, they like to deny the existence of racism, even though
Hmm.
it's so obvious and it's so repetitive. They do this all the time. Every year, whenever racism is done so blatantly, for some reason they find a way to ignore it. They find a way to deny it. They find a way to downplay it even. They say, "Oh well, that's not true. Meghan Markle was race baiting." No, she wasn't. There was literally British news articles, right, comparing her son Archie to a monkey. How is that normal, bro? Like, how is that normal? So that was done blatantly. Even the writer that made that news post, that news whatever article with the monkey as to represent her baby, he got fired. He got fired. Wow. So even them know that this was out of pocket, right?
Exactly.
And so yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And so yeah, that's just my 2 piece.
There you go. Thank you so much, beloved. Let's get our brother Marcel. Brother Marcel in the building.
Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are
I'm
you?
doing good. I'm going to be very quick. I just want to say I find it interesting how black men get stereotyped as being deadbeat dads, when if people want to look at things from a racial perspective, white men have been fathering children, abandoning them for centuries. So I'm always confused how the hell black men get the label of deadbeat dads put on them. And not only that, the CDC and all these other institutions that have not been friendly towards black Americans have time after time again, every single study have showed that black Americans are by and far and large the most involved fathers. And then I just want to end with this. It's funny how we show all this grace, just responding to a caster who has shared stories of how unfortunately he was terrorized by white boys and white men, and yet he shows them all this grace, and yet comes up here and spouts anti-black male stereotypes. That's wrong and disgusting, and I land there.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Let's get Master of Cootie. Master of Cootie.
Good evening, Mr. Nasheed. It's a pleasure talking to you this wonderful evening. I've been following you for a while, to be honest, and just so you know, I'm Nigerian and I stay in Canada. So
Okay.
about that subject the girl talked about when she said people like to pretend that racism does not exist, it does. Even here in Canada, I'd say that over here people are not very blatant. They like to hide it. They do it very subtly to you, almost like they're trying to drive you nuts, but it exists. They know it exists, and they're hoping if they play dumb, you play dumb along with them. And as for the subject of South Africa, there's a guy right now, some British guy who's been living in South Africa for about 20 years, who's trying to set up like a white-only town, like a white-only nation within South Africa. I think he's trying to annex what's it called? Town, South Africa.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make it like what's the term they use? A white ethno state. But hopefully, my brothers and sisters in South Africa will fight that guy, because if they allow that thing to happen, the idea that this guy will just create that town or that city or that nation and just live peacefully, it's not going to happen. If they allow him to,
they got to get him up out of there with that nonsense. My South African brothers and sisters, y'all have to shut that stuff down. Y'all should have been shutting that stuff down a long time ago. You're the majority over there. You ain't got nothing to lose. Y'all shut that down. Let's get lovely Ariana. Lovely Ariana, hop on. If you unmute your mic, that would be great. And while we're waiting on Ariana to get herself together, let's get Griffin.
Hey, sorry, I'm running a little late. Thank you for letting me up, Tariq. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask what everyone's in the crowd wondering: when are we getting the reparations?
Why are we speaking French, sir?
No, I'm saying when are we getting it, man? That's what everyone wants to know.
But you're not qualified to get reparations, Griffin. How you going to get reparations?
Oh, my bad. That's what the Spaces was about. So,
but what would you get reparations for as a white man? Griffin, did you drop some mayonnaise on the phone, sir? I don't have you muted. You want to speak up, Griffin? Okay, Griffin dipped. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. You got your reparations in white supremacy. That was your reparations. Ariana, you here? You want to get on, or you just want to come up here and sit down? All right, let's get James Clark in here. Let's get James Clark. James Clark. All right.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Clark. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I wanted to piggyback on what the man from South Africa said. They do know what they're doing, and they like to play innocent. And I deal with this on a daily basis, especially being in a mostly white field in healthcare. So you do have to be careful around these people because they will turn on you really quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, sir. All right. Let's get Lamille. Let's get Lamille in here. Lamille. Lamille. Mr. Lamille. Just turn your microphone on. That would be great.
Good afternoon. Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Lamille. Where are you from, sir?
Liberia, Liberia. We love your work here. We really love your work.
That,
We love our African American brothers and sisters, and we totally vote for your and support your cause for reparations. I just wanted to say that.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, where are you living now?
No, I'm in Liberia right now, but I live in northern Nigeria.
Okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay, my man. No, I
So I'm at the
appreciate that.
airport
Thank you
flying
so
back.
much. Okay, there you go. Cool. Thank you so much, brother. All right. Well, how many people we got in here? We got almost 900 people in here on this lovely evening. And by the way, did you guys see we got the new episode of Bucci Bear, The Adventures of Bucci Bear? The brand new episode is on fbastream.com right now. And people are loving it. People are saying this is hands down the funniest episode of Bucci Bear. If you go to fbastream.com, you can see this episode. It is hilarious. It is funny as hell. Shout out to everybody who has been watching it. Oh man, we hit a lot of people in this one. We do a parody of a lot of people. Very, 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 very funny stuff, man. So you guys are really going to enjoy this one at fbastream.com. fbastream.com. Let me see. We got a few people. I want to get some new faces in here. Ishmael. Hold on. Let me get Ishmael. Hop on, Ishmael. And Ariana, are you good up there, or do I need to take you out the queue here? Let me remove you because you're not saying nothing, Ariana. But Ishmael, what's up, man? Ishmael. I'm good, Ishmael. How are you, sir?
I'm outstanding. Hey, listen, man. I just want to let you know I got that root work package, and woo, man, it is on point, man.
Thank you so much.
Look here.
Thank you so much, bro.
Check this out. Look, my mom's, man. Look, she loves that mango joint. You know, she's 74, and she was like, son, look here. I know you don't do all the Christmas and all that, but look here, you need to hook me up with about 2 or 3 more of them joints.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, my man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Grandma. And you guys can get your Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. We have 6 different scents for you to get, and the whole family can get it. And my kids even wear Rootwork. I mean, the grandmas, grandkids, babies, adults, everybody. Let's get Taliban Warrior.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, Taliban Warrior?
I just had a question about the Jews.
Okay, what about them?
Why are you always defending them?
When have I defended anybody who wasn't black? Lord, sir, are you here? Turn your microphone on, dude. And the fact that you have a catfish account, that says a lot about you, dude. This dude, you have a whole catfish account where you're pretending to be a woman and you're up here asking goofball questions. But that says a lot about a dude. And let me say this: dudes who make accounts with women on them, and you got to pretend to be women online, you are some of the dustiest bitch-made dudes on earth. Boy, that's a bitch-made characteristic when dudes are sitting around online pretending to be women. But let me say, let me get him out of here. Let me get some other people in. But let me say, there's a lot of dudes are raised by hood rat hoes and trailer park skanks. Wasn't no men around. And a lot of these dudes carry on the characteristics of hood rat hoes and trailer park skanks. They do the same thing hood rat hoes do. They have the same sensibilities. But the thing is, you don't have what the hood rat hoe has. At least the hood rat hoe and the trailer park skank, at least they have something of physical value to barter, which is mouth and cooch. You dig? At least they have that. They can barter that. A dude with a bitch mentality, he doesn't even have any bartering chips. So niggas get frustrated and just do weirdo stuff. The weird dynamic with these dudes out here. It's a weird dynamic, and the internet has allowed that type of mindset to fester. Real interesting dynamic. All right, let's get Rad. Let's get Rad in here. All right. Rad, and then we're going to get Helly. All right, Rad. While we're waiting on Rad's phone to get some Wi-Fi, let's get Haley in here. Haley?
What up, cuz? What it do?
What's going on, Haley?
Ain't nothing, man. How you doing, man? Hi, Nate.
My man.
What's good?
What city you in, brother?
Man, I'm in D.C.
A shout out to DC.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What's on your...
Uh, just I'm listening to you. I've been listening to you for a while now. So I got a question for you. What are you thinking
Yes.
about this new election coming up, man? What are you thinking? What's your agenda with this new election? Which way
Yeah, man. Well, my thing is, hey, I'm just looking at whoever's going to give us some tangibles, who's going to break bread, who's going to focus on a foundational Black American agenda. They got to have an agenda for us before I support anybody. That's just where I am. I've been on that and I've stayed on that. Let's get based Illinoisian, based Illinoisian. All right. Well, base bounce. He wasn't too based. Okay, man. Okay, he wasn't that damn based. All right. Well, we got a lot of folks in the building, but again, y'all go to fbastream.com to check out that new Bucci Bear. Very, very funny. You guys are going to really, really like that episode. The episode is called Poisoned Jollof. That's the name of the episode of Bucci Bear. It's called Poisoned Jollof. So y'all know it's very ignorant. It's very, very ignorant. Y'all don't understand the ignorance that we've delved into in this episode. In this episode, Bucci Bear has an assignment from the FBI to go to an FBA event and poison some Jollof, to bring in some poison Jollof to the FBA event to sabotage it. And mishaps ensue. So you got to see that. It's a very good episode. Very, very funny. All right. Let me get a couple of more calls in here because I ain't going to be on here too long. And I want to get a good one. Let's get Afro Puffs. Let's get Miss Afro Puffs. Afro Puffs. If we can get Miss Afro Puffs in here, you can unmute your microphone. That'll be great.
Okay. Sorry about that. How are you? You said something about like how we identify ourselves. So I wanted to bring to light the word or the term freedman, and that we need to really reclaim that word, call ourselves FBA freedmen, but we got to reclaim that word. You know, the Treasury Department, the Biden administration, they just had their third back in like early October, late September, Freedmen's Bank Forum. I registered, I went, I couldn't get in, but I stood outside for an hour just to see who was coming in. It was mostly white people. I saw some Asians, I saw Latinos. They streamed it live, and the only thing they discussed were immigrants and Latinos. So they're actually giving resources, the U.S. Treasury Department, to the quote unquote underserved communities on the back through this Freedmen's Bank forum that they've stood up. So they're doing it on the backs of our ancestors to give to, you know, resources to other communities. So I would just encourage that we, you know, say that name more, Freedmen.
Yes, I'm gonna look into that meeting too, because we got to watch that. They'll use us. Oh, look at what happened to Black people. Now let's give some resources to all of the diverse communities. They want to play the diverse community game. We're not going to do that. What's up, Ash? Ash, oh, Ash bounced. Y'all don't put the request button up if y'all don't want to get on. Ladies and gentlemen, don't put that request button up if you don't want to get on. Well, let's get Nora Adams. Nora Adams wants to get on. Nora Adams. Oh, what happened to Nora Adams? Okay, Nora Adams bounced. So we got a lot of people circulating and bouncing in and out of here. All right. Let's get okay. I don't know who this is. Babatunde X. Hop on, Babatunde X. All right, Babatunde X. Hop on. Oh Lord. All right, what's going on, Babatunde X? Let's go along. Let's play with it. Let's go. What's up, Babatunde? How are you, sir?
It's no big deal. I just want to come say hello to all my FBA niggas in the house, you know?
Yes, indeed. We're good. How's everything going on over there with you?
Things are amazing, man. Like, I'm just here eating I'm in America, eh? And so I just want to say, how do I say this? I really support all the things you're doing here, you know, for them.
Don't break character now, nigga.
I can never, ever...
All right, don't break character. That's the thing. Commit to it, nigga. Commit to it. All right, keep going.
I've been here many times, Mr. Tariq Nasheed, eh? And you never let me up until I change my name to this nonsense. And so I just want to come say hello to the FBA.
Now, sir, did you get some root work? Did you get some root work deodorant, and how did it work for you, sir?
What is that?
It's deodorant. It's all natural, foundational Black American deodorant.
What is deodorant? What is that?
Okay, I know it's something that you put under your arms to stop that scent that you probably used to.
I can't smell shit, man. What are you talking about?
If you go to rootworkstyle.com, you can get you some rootwork deodorant. All right. He has to work on his material a little bit. He'll be all right. All right. Let's get Quash it. What's up? Cushite Queen? What's your name? Cushite Queen? I think that's your name. Hi, dear. What's your name? Was it Cushite Queen? How I couldn't pronounce your name.
Cushite Queen.
There you go. I was right. Okay, there you go. What's on your mind, dear?
I have not been on with you since the rally for reparations. I actually made it out there, so that's how long it's been since I've been able to tap in with you. It was a great rally. Wow. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I don't know if you're still taking suggestions for speakers or not, but have you reached out to Bishop Talbot Swan?
Oh yeah, I know Bishop Swan. Yeah, I'm very good friends with Bishop. Very good guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I would probably, definitely. That is a good suggestion. I didn't even think about that. And I've had Bishop Swan in one of my movies. So yeah, I do. I won't, because I'm still, thinking about putting it together out there in DC for June, and I'm looking for people to throw some suggestions on who some of the speakers should be for the event. Throw some names at some speakers that we should have. I'm still taking suggestions on that. All right. All right. But anyway, let me get up out of here. Everybody go to FBAstream.com to check out the brand new Adventures of Bucci Bear cartoon. Extremely funny. You should watch it with the whole family. There's a couple of cuss words in there. It's not too bad, but it's very funny. That's something that you need to watch with a whole bunch of people. That is